It's been a truly amazing year for PC handhelds. We've seen so many releases, so many announcements, and so many updates to this field and just some truly exciting developments. And the next generation is right around the corner, and it's shaping up to be probably some of the best PC handhelds we're ever going to see, and I cannot wait to see them. But reflecting on what we have seen, what are my top 5 PC handhelds? Because honestly, there have been so many good ones over the years that I honestly would have a pretty tough time. But I narrowed it down to my top 5 favorite PC handhelds, and they're not in order of most powerful. Just because you are the most powerful PC handheld out there doesn't necessarily mean you're my most favorite. But generally speaking, it's level of impact upon me and how interesting I found the device at the time. Now that I've explained my thoughts and my sort of procedure for picking each of these devices, what's number 5? Well, number 5 is the original RG Ally. The original RG Ally was impressive. It was probably one of the first major competitors to the Steam Deck that we had seen at that point. And was the first major PC manufacturer in the industry that has seriously made an attempt at a portable handheld PC. The only mainstream player at the time was Valve, and yes, there were companies like Ion Neo, GPT, and many others, but they weren't as sort of well known as Asus, a major player in the PC industry. So when the original Ally came out, it was very exciting. It was just evidence that the actual concept of a PC handheld is being taken seriously and is actually going to see some real widespread appeal in development. But the original Ally was not without fault. With overheating issues and microSD card failures due to bad solder joints or separation in the substrate, not entirely sure what was the problem, but it was probably one of those two. But irregardless of the damage that some devices had seen, to me, the RG Ally will always be a truly amazing device, and to this day, a remarkable value. There's going to be a video about this on Friday, but some of these Black Friday deals are looking pretty good. Moving along to number 4, the Steam Deck. Some of you might be thinking this is a little low, and that's not necessarily because it's the least powerful of the current lineup of PC handhelds, being the oldest out of the bunch too on top of that. It's because I love the Steam Deck a lot, but I truly do not think it is the perfect solution for everybody, purely because of the Linux-ness of SteamOS. Don't get me wrong, I truly love the Steam Deck in all of its quirks, but a big thing that I've talked to a lot of people that have dissuaded them from getting the Steam Deck is the fact that not all the games on Steam are going to be 100% compatible, and some of them think the thought of dealing with Proton and all that stuff is just a bit of a chore when you could just buy an RG Ally. It's Windows, they know how to use Windows, so it shouldn't be all that hard to get it to work. I do understand that line of thinking, and I think taking in consideration the public reception to the Steam Deck and my unabashed love for it and the community's love for it, I believe it makes a solid number 4 at this time. Back in the day when this thing first came out, or even a year ago when this thing was about a year old, I think it would have made a contender for probably number 1 best handheld. But honestly, the Steam Deck is starting to show its age, and I, though love the Steam Deck, have to sort of take in what I thought in the past and what I think now, and it's an amazing device, and I still highly recommend it as it's one of the best values in the PC portable industry. But the Steam Deck first released in an era of little to no competition, and now there's a lot of competition. The Steam Deck offers something unique, something that no other PC handheld manufacturer does. And for me at least, that is precisely why it makes a solid number 4. It's not the best thing out there anymore, but it still holds a very close place to my heart. Number 3 is going to be the Lenovo Legion Go. The Legion Go is probably one of the most interesting PC handhelds out there. Basically straight up copying the Switch's homework verbatim, having detachable controllers, a kickstand, stuff, taking all that into consideration, it makes it one of the most versatile PC handhelds out there, and it has probably one of my favorite screens on a PC handheld, sheerly just due to the gargantuan size of the device. And being actually fairly comfortable to hold is sort of weighed down by the fact it is tremendously heavier compared to a lot of the other PC handhelds out there. But for me, that doesn't change the fact that this is an utterly unique device, and truly no other portable PC can really compare. It offers such unique ways to play, straight up copying the Switch's modes of play, that honestly, it just is a fairly unique device that a lot of people who are coming from a Nintendo Switch might be more comfortable with because it's more familiar of a form factor. Top of that, with some truly innovative features like having the gun mode or FPS mode, which it's just gun mode. You're straight up holding it like a gun. That's just fun. It truly adds some spice, adds some fun into the portable PC industry that you don't really see with a lot of these devices, because I know, thinking of a few handhelds that look kind of the same, the Zotac Zone, the MSI Claw, the ROG Ally X, all sort of look and feel the same, and the Legion Go is decidedly unique, and for that, it makes a solid number 3. Number 2 is here purely on the basis of how technically impressive it is. It has some amazing first impressions, and it becomes the new default choice for many people. The ROG Ally X, though the newest device on this list, technically because it's officially released now, it is probably one of the best performing, best overall PC handhelds out there. Though it's not my number 1 favorite, it is probably some of the best technology we have seen in a PC handheld yet. And that's what interests me the most, is the technology side of things. The higher density memory, the faster memory, the double capacity battery inside the same package. It's the best revision we probably have ever seen. To me, the only thing better is like the PS2 Slim compared to the original PS2. That's the only other revision I could think that is better than the ROG Ally X, though technically they're very different, especially considering one's a home console and one's a handheld PC. But they both had revisions that were demonstrably better than the original models. Out of all the devices on this list, I've spent the least amount of time with the Ally X, but it is pretty much confirmed by the community that this is probably one of the best PC handhelds ever so far, and it's going to have some pretty stiff competition when the next generation comes out, with the iNeo 3 and many more to come. And on a sheer technical level, the Ally X continues to be very impressive, though some of the downsides of it that it continues to use the same screen found in the original Ally. Though that isn't a bad screen, it's 1080p, 120Hz, IPS. It just is the same thing that we had last year. So it just would have been a little nice to see some changes instead of just it's now black. For that though, it makes a solid number 2. For number 1, this was probably going to come out of left field considering not many people have gotten their hands on this thing yet, but the Tecno Pocket Go is the newest device on the list, to the point where it's not even officially out yet. But I've spent a lot of time with the Tecno Pocket Go, and being one of the more portable friendly PC handhelds out there, being just a little bit larger than your average like Xbox Elite controller or DualSense Elite controller, means that this thing gets thrown in my bag quite often. And with all these new attachments that I've made for this, it's actually become very fun to use, because something unique about the Tecno Pocket Go is that there is no screen on it. It comes with AR glasses if you buy the correct bundle with it. So basically you use the AR glasses to use as the screen instead of having a display built into the device, which allows it to have an overall smaller footprint. And that is probably one of the more unique aspects of this device. It makes it stand out amongst many others. And performance-wise, it's also pretty solid, being somewhere in between the Ally X and the Legion Go, so it performs admirably. But you do make compromises. Battery life, horrendous. I get like hour and a half or an hour depending on the game I'm playing. So it's not great, but it's just so unique and it's so fun to play on. It feels like a toy, and for me, that's a lot of fun. It was the first time a serious PC handheld was ever sent to me by a company. Though, like I said, no company approval or anything. This is made on my own volition. Nobody gets any approval to anything for this video. It's all me, all my opinions. But I love this device a lot. It has clicky triggers, it has clicky face buttons, probably one of my favorite D-pad designs ever. And for its utter uniqueness in just radical design change compared to what the industry has standardized on, it makes an amazing and very interesting number one. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are you interested in any of these handhelds? Are you excited for the Techno Pocket Go when that comes out? I would love to hear what you guys think. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All the other social media groups down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.